There are strange and mysterious things that not everyone knows about a very secretive country, but any country in the world must be wary of their military power, and that is North Korea. Welcome back to Top 10 Mysteries, with today's main topic, North Korea and things they don't want the world to know. Too bad I have to expose them today. Don't keep you waiting any longer. Let's explore with Top 10 Mysteries through the video, 7 craziest and strangest things North Korea doesn't want the world to know. Kim Jong-un's Youth Army. North Korea is a country of prohibitions and secrets. Both men and women must join the army. All men over the age of 18 must serve in the army for 10 years. In 2015, women also began to join the army, but for a shorter period, after graduating from high school until the age of 23. But among them, there are girls who are a bit more special. There are about 30 to 40 women who have become members of the Happy Squad, with the purpose of making President Kim Jong-un the supreme leader and at the same time becoming close to him. It seems that these girls are not suitable, but they are surprisingly suitable. If they fulfill that duty, they will receive good housing, luxury brands. In short, the quality of life for their families is better. But in exchange for that, they cannot refuse any request from the leader, cannot live for themselves, because if they make even the slightest mistake, the whole family can reincarnate together. This Happy Squad exists, but the North Korean people did not know about it since the time of Kim Jong-un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Because the harshness was so brutal that after escaping, many women spoke out about the darkness of North Korean society at that time. And everyone knows that this photo is a composite, right? It can illustrate the dark side of North Korea. And the dark side of North Korea is also reflected in the following prison, which is considered the most brutal prison in Asia. Camp 22. On the outskirts of Hwoyeryong, in a remote area near the Chinese border, a large prison called Camp 22 has attracted worldwide attention for its mystery. Camp 22 is located in a large valley surrounded by 700-meter high mountains. The camp was not listed on maps until recently, and the North Korean government does not acknowledge its existence. It is one of the largest and most notorious labor camps and detention facilities in North Korea. Considered the most brutal prison in Asia, it held a large number of prisoners, more than 50,000 in total. The site was recently said to have been demolished to erase any traces of it. The prison is nearly 50 kilometers long and 40 kilometers wide, meaning that if it were rectangular, the camp would have covered an area of about 2,000 square kilometers. A more realistic estimate is that the camp covers an area of about 1,300 square kilometers, if not rectangular, which is equivalent to the area of the city of Los Angeles in the United States. The life of the prisoners here is like hell on earth. Many people go in without a day to get out, and no former prisoner has ever successfully escaped from this prison, because since the early 1990s, there were about 1,000 guards and 500 to 600 management staff. The camp is surrounded by a 3,300-volt electric fence and a barbed wire fence. Even around each barbed wire fence, there are mines and traps. This place also holds people who have trouble with the regime, that is, officials, officers, or people who are not loyal to the regime. Generals and high-ranking officials of the regime are listed as needing to be purged. Even the uncle of leader Kim Jong-un, Mr. Jang Song-thaek, was sent here. They can be killed without trial. It is estimated that between 1,500 and 2,000 prisoners die each year from malnutrition in prison. North Korea tries to hide the dark side of its prison system from international scrutiny and denies accusations from international organizations. Because a prison guard escaped and crossed the border into China. Did this prison guard tell the truth or lie about the terrible truths that happened in the prison that made the world interested in this prison like that? Equally interesting is how Kim Jong-un spends his money. In a country like North Korea, where ordinary people's lives are still miserable, the excessive spending of dictator Kim Jong-un has become a topic that is always dissected. How Kim Jong-un spends money. Luxurious mansion. According to unofficial information, Mr. Kim's main residence is the Ryong-song Presidential Palace, also known as the 55th Mansion. Local North Koreans call this the luxurious Central Mansion. The mansion is located on a plot of land about 12 kilometers from Kim Il-sung Square in Ryongseong District, north of Pyongyang. The mansion is believed to have been built by the North Korean Army in 1983. The mansion is famous for its 1,000-seat cinema that Mr. Kim spent 200,000 USD to build, and the mansion also has an underground command center, serving in wartime. The walls are covered with thick iron and lead-coated concrete to protect the supreme leader of North Korea. Surrounding the mansion are moats, minefields, and strict checkpoints. This mansion is also connected to a private railway and has a view of the artificial lake. Former bodyguard of late leader Kim Jong-un, Lee Jong-kook, said that the North Korean supreme leader has dozens of such villas, many of which are part of North Korea's secret projects scattered across the country. Super luxury cars. The North Korean leader is known to have a special passion for cars and planes since his studies in Switzerland. Therefore, it is not surprising that Mr. Kim's car collection has many famous names: bulletproof Mercedes supercars or super luxury Rolls-Royce Phantom. His private car collection is worth up to 20 million USD, and there is information that Mr. Kim owns up to 100 cars. At the US-North Korea summit in Vietnam, the North Korean leader chose the Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard, $156 million, and Maybach 62S, $460,000 as his means of transportation. $7 million yacht. It is unclear how Kim managed to get the Princess 95 Mai back to North Korea. It was likely disassembled, loaded into several containers, and shipped back to North Korea, then reassembled. The yacht has 4 double berths, 3 bathrooms, and accommodations for at least 3 guests. Promotional images show it has leather sofas, a flat-screen TV, hidden lighting, a large dining table that can seat 8 people, and a cocktail bar. A powerful bodyguard team. The running bodyguard team is an indispensable part of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's official trips. The 12-man squad often runs around the limousine, creating a 360-degree protective layer to ensure that anyone approaching and the surrounding areas are within sight, while the car moves at a slow speed to ensure the leader's safety. The standards to become a bodyguard for the Kim family leader are very high. They need to be the same height as the leader and have no physical flaws. They must have achieved certain achievements or be good at many skills such as shooting and martial arts. Furthermore, all must undergo a strict background check, up to 2 generations. Lavish eating habits. Kenji Fujimoto, who used to be Kim Jong-un's chef, said that Kim Jong-un likes to drink expensive champagne, and his alcohol tolerance is very good. Every time he drinks, Kim Jong-un often drinks 2 bottles of Cristal champagne, his favorite drink. Cristal was once an exclusive champagne ordered by Russian Tsar Alexander II, costing about 267 USD bottle. According to chef Kenji Fujimoto, Kim really likes to eat shark fin. Even when he was young, he ate this dish 3 times a week. Shark fin is one of the aristocratic dishes with an expensive price of up to 40 US to 100 gyar. Kim really likes to eat beef, especially Japanese Kobe beef. Kobe beef costs no less than 500 USD pound. And for us, if we want to know how much Kobe beef costs, we can just ask Google. But in North Korea, it may be more difficult because of the following strange internet rules. Internet rules. Who said North Korea doesn't have a network? They do have computers and the internet, but sadly they only operate within the country's territory and are completely disconnected from the outside world. North Korea's internet is called Kwangmyong. It can be considered the world's largest intranet. All international websites are banned, and if you are not a person in power, you will not be able to access the international web. The information that people see on it is absolutely controlled by the government. It is estimated that people can access about 5,500 internal websites. Mobile devices cannot even access the Kwangmyong network. Chinese tablets made for North Korea do not have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth modules. As far as I can tell, mobile waves are present in Pyongyang, along with 5 cities, 8 avenues, and railway lines. But 3G networks are not everywhere, mainly in major cities like the capital Pyongyang. The country does have Wi-Fi, but it does not provide access to the internet, only to the country's internal intranet and scientific databases for the research community. Well, it is there, but it is barely there. North Korea imports Android phones from China, but these phones come with spyware pre-installed, and this spyware can track everything the user does and take screenshots at random intervals to capture people's activities. If you open a foreign media file on a device in North Korea, the government will know, which means that anyone watching a foreign movie on their device will be tagged and tracked. The shocking news is that some North Korean defectors who flee the regime to China, Japan, or South Korea have done so. They reported that anyone who views illegal content such as pornography or any content that criticizes the Kim family will also face the death penalty. Students in North Korea. First learn manners, then learn literature. But when coming to the universe of North Korea, first or last, learn about the greatness of the president's family. Good students must spend 171 lessons about the greatness of leader Kim Jong-un. The 89th minute is not the end of the hour, and 171 lessons are not finished. The next ordeal after 171 lessons about Kim Jong-un's grandfather is Kim Il-sung. And of course, if there is a grandfather and a son, there must be a father. The next 171 lessons are about the greatness of Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il. In general, students can be bad at math and literature, but students must know the 3 generations of the Kim family by heart. While students all over the world have access to the internet to study as a matter of course, North Korea absolutely forbids students from using the internet. Students in North Korea participate in community service twice a week. Specifically, from the age of 5, children are already cursed by this. But I don't know why, but I think this is good, helping children stay away from the toxicity of social networks and connect with people more. Punishment for 3 generations. A family of 3 generations was tried. In the wonderland of North Korea, a family of 3 generations being tried is as normal as a rural road. Because the law is North Korea's, this playground is also North Korea's. If a person commits a serious crime, usually related to ideology, 3 generations of that person's family will be punished. For light crimes, they can work for life, be imprisoned for decades, be tortured, while for serious crimes, the whole family will die together. Although the brutality of this punishment is obvious and many people have spoken out, because human rights here are 0, the law is still the law, and the gentleman Kim Jong-un always keeps his word. This punishment is still being applied. Many enemies of North Korea have also fallen victim to this phrase. For example, former South Korean President Park Geun-hye, daughter of the cursed Park Chung-hee, was condemned by North Korean media as paying a heavy price for committing crimes punishable by 3 generations for turning South Korea into the graveyard of freedom. Or Kim Jong-un's uncle, whom I just mentioned above, after Jang Song-taek was executed. Jang Kye-soon and her husband, Jang's sister, North Korean ambassador to Cuba John Yong-jin, North Korean ambassador to Malaysia Jang Yong-chol, Jang's nephew and 2 sons, and the son, daughter, and grandson of Jang's 2 younger brothers were also sentenced to death. Television in North Korea. Without the internet, how do people entertain themselves? TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube are all meaningless because the only choice for entertainment for people is TV channels. But I'm not sure if watching TV in North Korea is entertaining or not. Because there are only 3 channels, of which one specializes in propagating the policies of the party and the state, the other 2 channels mostly broadcast movies and music shows produced by this country. In contrast to their close neighbor in quotes, South Korea, when every year there are dozens, hundreds of big and small movies, music shows that take the world by storm. Meanwhile, North Korean TV is extremely boring. So boring that I don't want to say anything. I heard you guys whispering, who just said that TV is no different from a brick. Severed from the world. North Korean citizens cannot buy international air tickets and fly to another country for vacation like young people around the world show off. Not because it is very expensive, but because it is forbidden. Moreover, people are also restricted from traveling within the country. To visit your relatives in another town or another village, you have to get permission. but some North Koreans can still go to China or Russia under the guise of trade. Mobile phones are not really rare in North Korea. However, local citizens are not allowed to make calls abroad or even to a foreigner in North Korea. All local SIM cards only allow domestic calls. The reason is that the leaders fear that the people will be psychologically manipulated by foreign organizations, so they are almost cut off from the world. But as the old saying goes, the cab fits, then wear it. This country must have caused some kind of hatred, so they are worried about being sabotaged. Calendar. Uniquely, North Korea does not use the Western solar calendar. Instead, the country uses the birth year of the late leader Kim Il-sung, 1912, as the first year of the Juche calendar system, named after the country's Juche ideology. So, according to this calculation, the year 2023 in the solar calendar will be equivalent to Juche 1 to 12 in North Korea. Please remember, don't mistake them for people in the Stone Age. Chairman Kim Jong-un and strange things. In the universe of North Korea, if your house is on fire, the first thing you need to do is not find a way to escape, save yourself and your valuables, but save the photos of the North Korean leaders. If you survive, but those photos are not, then you will definitely go to see your ancestors soon. Voting in North Korea is also mandatory. If you do not vote, you will very quickly go to the springs, the Golden Springs. But the craziest thing is that there is only one person to choose from, and obviously, that is the handsome and talented President Kim Jong-un. Who else? If you fall asleep in front of Leader Kim, this ending is terrible. You will definitely be dealt with extremely tensely. Typically, the media once reported that Mr. Kim requested the execution of a high-ranking official by anti-aircraft gun for a very special reason. Specifically, General Kim Ri-myung, an official of the North Korean Ministry of Education, was shot for falling asleep during a meeting attended by the leader. He was immediately arrested and interrogated because his actions showed disrespect towards the great leader of North Korea. To talk about North Korea, one video is definitely not enough. Besides what I have shown you, North Korea has many strange, secret, and even mysterious things that have not been broadcast yet. If you love this topic, remember to leave a comment for Top 10 Mysteries to know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Top 10 Mysteries channel to watch more interesting videos. Now, goodbye, and see you in the next videos. With